For some reason, y'all have issues because every time that I post a female serial killer book in the polls on Instagram for book club, it wins by a landslide vote every single time. So y'all need to go see somebody about that. Hey, what's up? My name's Alea. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the summer book club picks for the Big Bad Bookish book club. So if you did not know, I run a romance and horror book club here on YouTube, and we have monthly live shows on my channel, as well as a book club Discord where we discuss the books each month, and we also have an Instagram where I post polls where you can help decide what books we're going to read each month. So today we're talking about the summer book club selections for the months of June, July, and August, and we're going to have a little bit of a mix of romance and horror, and it's mostly going to be new releases this season, so make sure that you get in those pre-orders or request them from the library ahead of time so that you can read along with us. And without any further ado, let's get into the books. So the pick for June is called Done and Dusted. So this is a small town cowboy romance, and it's set in Wyoming, and I've heard really good things about this and I'm really excited about it. It's the first book in a trilogy, and the other two books are coming out in 2024. Book 2 came out in March, and I believe book 3 is coming out in November. So if you like this one, you can continue on with the trilogy, and I'm really excited because I haven't read a cowboy romance in many years, but the last one that I read I really enjoyed, so I think this could be really fun. I've heard that it's a little bit more on the light-hearted side, but it also still has some spice in there for those of us that are into that, like myself. So this one is about a young lady named Emmy, and she moves back to her hometown in this really small town in Wyoming after she graduates from college, because apparently in college she got into riding horses and stuff and built a whole career around that, and then she got in some sort of accident, was injured, and she's not able to ride horses anymore, so she kind of feels like she's lost. She did everything that was on her life to-do list, and now she's kind of not able to do the one thing she's really passionate about, so she moves back to her hometown, and she never liked her hometown. She was always trying to escape it, but when she moves back, she goes to this bar and she runs into her brother's best friend there, and turns out he owns the bar, and they kind of hit it off again, and they haven't seen each other in many years, and his name's Luke, and he basically is I really am into her, but he's trying to hold off because it's his best friend's little sister, and he's super into her, and he's always been kind of down bad for her, but it just never worked out when they were younger. And so now they're in this small town together, and I think he is trying to kind of get with her, and sparks are flying, and things kind of go from there. And so I think this one's going to be really good, and I'm very excited to get into it. And then the book club pick for July is going to be a horror novel, and this is a feminist psychological horror from a debut author, and it's called The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. So this is a new debut, and I'm really excited about this one. I think this could be one of my best books of the year, and for some reason, y'all have issues because every time that I post a female serial killer book in the polls on Instagram for book club, it wins by a landslide vote every single time. So y'all need to go see somebody about that. But honestly, I am really excited about this. This was one that I was kind of tentative about before I chose it for book club and was looking more into it, and now I think it's going to be fantastic. So we're following this young woman, and she's a freshman in college, and her life kind of gets thrown upside down when her dad has an affair while he's still married to her mom, and she finds out about his affair, and then he leaves her family, and so she has a mom and sister at home, and they're both totally distraught over their dad leaving. And our main character Ji-won starts kind of having these really horrifying dreams at night, and her home life is really dysfunctional, and she's having these really vivid dreams about bloody rooms full of eyeballs. You ever just have that happen to you? And she also meets this guy named George, who is this woman Uma's new boyfriend. I'm not sure if Uma's her mom or not, it doesn't say. But this guy, George, is now living in her apartment, and he is kind of an asshole, and he ogles the Asian waitresses when they go out, and he treats her and her sister really poorly.
These white men are dangerous.
And so she kind of has it out for this guy George, and then it sounds like that's kind of the beginning of her becoming a serial killer. And so we're following her from her POV as she's I think killing people and becoming really obsessed with eyeballs and just kind of going through this descent into madness. And anyways, it sounds like it's about female rage, and that's something that I'm really interested in books as well. It is kind of giving me like Mayfly vibes with all the eyeballs and stuff too, so I think this is going to be a really interesting one. I'm excited to get into it. And then the book club pick for August is called Underneath by Lily Wong. And this one is a little bit different. This one's a little bit of a curveball because on Goodreads it's listed as general fiction. However, this is one of my best friend Richie's favorite books of all time. Richie was one of the book club hosts for Mary, and we've also been doing some reading sprints on my channel, so you've probably seen Richie around. But this is one of Richie's faves, and they've been trying to get me to read it for like a couple years now, and so we decided that we're going to do this for August and read it together, and then I think we'll probably also have some other YouTube co-hosts with us as well for this live show. But basically, this is listed as general fiction. However, we're following this woman named Martha, and she is a serial killer, and this fits in with the ongoing theme we have in 2024 of female serial killers for this book club, apparently. But basically, Martha has murdered her 4 children one by one in order to punish her husband whenever they have an argument. And it's interesting because the way that she kills them is by like suffocating them with her body, because she is like plus sized. And so there's a lot of discussions in here about plus size bodies in horror, and I think it's really interesting. I think it could be a really good book club discussion. And basically there's also another twist to this because it's told from the POV of Martha's last daughter that she just killed, and so we're getting the POV of this ghost girl as she recounts the murders of her siblings, and she's also like visiting her mom, I think, while her mom's in prison for these murders. And so it's kind of got this ghost vibe, it's got this serial killer vibe, the discussions of plus size bodies and horror. I think it could be really cool, and so I'm excited to get into it. There's not really much of a synopsis on Goodreads, to be honest. It says this novel attempts to understand how feelings of powerlessness, the residue of trauma, and the need to find justice in a world that refuses to give a fat body justice finds its only respite through murder. If that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. So this is what we're reading in August. So all in all, a very interesting few book club picks. I will say that Underneath was one that I picked, and the other two, Done and Dusted and The Eyes of the Best Part, were both ones that won in the Instagram poll that I posted. So make sure that you join the book club Discord and follow the Instagram if you want to keep up with what we're reading each month and the dates for the live shows and all that. And usually the book club live shows are the first Sunday of the following month, so we're kind of on a schedule now, and it's going really well. And also I always have book club co-hosts, so a lot of times we will have new co-hosts each month who are other booktubers or personal friends of mine. So if any of these sound interesting to you and you would like to be a co-host, let me know in the comments, or feel free to DM me on Instagram and just let me know, hey, I want to be a co-host, or I'd like to be a co-host for a specific month. And also, if you have any ideas for book club picks that you think would be really good choices for like either backlist books or new releases for the end of 2024 or even into 2025, let me know, because I'm already kind of building out what the book club picks are going to be for the next few months and into the new year. So let me know if you have any suggestions. It can be super backlist stuff, it can be new stuff, it could be books that you think are coming out in 2025 but don't even have covers yet, but you think they would be good picks because they're either creepy horror stuff or romance. And it can be anything. It can be psychological horror, it could be space horror, it could be whatever you think would be interesting. Apparently everybody likes to read about female serial killers, so if you have suggestions for that, let me know. And then in terms of romance, we've done paranormal romance, monster romance, more contemporary stuff. I'd also like to read some more historical romances if people are down for that. I know that's a little bit out of people's comfort zones, but I think it's really fun. So let me know what your suggestions are, and also let me know if you're going to be participating this summer in the Big Bad Booty Bitches book club, because we would love to have you. You also don't have to have a big booty to be in the book club. You can, you can have a flat booty, it's fine. I'll do an override for you, I promise. So anyways, all that being said, please join the book club this summer. I think it's gonna be a blast, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!